Hey everyone, welcome back to my kitchen. I'm Jacqueline and this is Lowcarblish, the channel where we make delicious low carb versions of our favorite high carb foods, help lower our glucose and try to reverse type 2 diabetes. So today we are making rustic crackers, and these are low carb and keto friendly, and they're super simple to make, and we're gonna just mix them all up in a bowl and then I'll show you how to make them into crackers. So what we're going to be using today is hemp seed hearts, golden flax seed, sunflower seed. You can use Parmesan and Romano or just regular Parmesan. I've got a mixture of both in here. We're going to use everything bagel seasoning, almonds that I've chopped up in my little food processor. These are slivered almonds, but you can use the regular almonds or the sliced almonds, whatever you've got and prefer. You just want to make sure that they're, fairly small pieces to go in the crackers. Egg whites and some melted coconut oil. And that's it. Alright, so you guys know I'm all about simple, and this recipe is super easy to make. So we're just going to start in putting all of our dry ingredients into our bowl. And our seeds, our almond flour, the cheese, the whole 9 yards, all of the dry ingredients are going in. And you don't need to add any extra salt or pepper to these crackers because the cheese has got salt in it, and also the everything bagel mix has got a lot of seasoning in it too. So we're just going to stir this up, and then we're adding in our melted coconut oil. And we're going to add in our egg whites here. And then stir it up, and that is all we have to do to mix this mixture together to make some crackers. In this little recipe, it makes 4 servings. And you can absolutely double or triple this recipe if you're cooking for friends or having a dinner party or something. I've done that before. But when it's just me here, I just usually make a small batch because I want to eat them all the time now. They're so good. Okay, so let me get my parchment paper and my pan ready, and I'll be right back, and we'll put them in the pan and we'll be making crackers. Okay guys, so I've got everything in my bowl. It's been resting for just a few minutes. And I forgot to mention, you need to preheat your oven to 300 degrees Fahrenheit. And get that preheating while you're mixing and putting all your stuff together. And the dough is a little bit sticky as it comes out, but these crackers are going to turn out really nice and crisp. So we're going to start off, and I'll put a little bit of water under my parchment paper just to try to help my paper stick to the countertop a little bit. And I'm trying to get as big of a rectangle as I can out of these, because even though these crackers are rustic, well, hello, Miss Macy, you need to get down. Get down. So we're gonna press this out into, close to the rectangle shape as we can get going here, and then we're gonna roll it out with the rolling pin between this piece of parchment and another piece of parchment. I'm just trying to get a halfway decent rectangular shape to get started with, because I want to make this not as thick. And just like with my pizza recipe, I'm going to start off smoothing this out with my hands. And I do this with most doughs that I make, crackers, bread, whatever. If I'm cooking something that's got to be rolled with a rolling pin, I try to start with my hands. It's just easier for me. But you use your rolling pin or whatever you need to do for you. Like I always say, you do you, boo-boo. So let me get this spread out a little bit more here. And then we're going to go with the rolling pin and spread it out a little bit more. And I'm going like this because it's still moving around a lot on me. And I want it to spread and not move around on the paper so much. And if you want to be real precise and everything and get an exact rectangle, you can do that. I don't usually go to that length, but I try to get it as close to the rectangle as I can, as you can see here. And so that's it. You just roll it out. Okay, so let me tell you about this dough here. This dough is going to be too thick for you to cut crackers with your cutter before you bake it for a little bit. So I'm going to bake it in the oven for about 15 minutes, and then at the 15-minute mark, I'm going to go in with a pizza cutter and score for the crackers, and then put it back in the oven and finish baking it. And then when it comes out of the oven and it cools off a little bit, we'll break them apart and we'll have crackers. So that's what we're going to do with this. Now, this dough is just like a lot of other doughs in that it's sticky and wet when you first make it, but it's going to crisp up and be beautiful after it's baked. So I'm going to bring my pan over here, and I'm going to put the whole paper on my pan here, and just slide your cookie pan, cookie sheet, whatever you want to call it, underneath here. And then this is what it looks like when it goes in the oven. And like I said, we'll come back in a few minutes after it's baked for a little while, and we'll score it and put it back in and finish cooking. And then we'll have some beautiful rustic crackers. And we'll be back. Y'all, let me just show you something real quick while those crackers are baking. One of my viewers, her name's Leah Marley, left a comment that I need some place to put my spoon, and she's right. I used to have a spoon rest that my mom gave me, and I broke it, and I just have not replaced it. So look, check what I found on Amazon the other day. I love it. I collect flamingos, and I love flamingos in my kitchen, and she's so adorable with her little pearls and her little high heels that I just had to get it. So Miss Leah, I got a spoon rest, honey. And thank you for the reminder that I needed to get one. Alright, we'll be back in just a few minutes when the crackers come out for cutting. Okay, y'all, so I'm getting ready to take these out. And like I said, we're at the halfway mark here. And you can see that the edges are starting to get brown. And that's fine. And I'm just going to go in here with my pizza cutter and cut these up. And because there's so many seeds and everything bagel seasonings in here, it's not like a smooth cut just right across like if it was a butter cracker or something like that. But y'all, it's going to be so worth it. It's going to be so worth it. We're going to watch these as they're baking, and as the outer edges get done, sometimes, like you can see here, this outer edge is getting a little browner than the middle part right here. So we're just going to keep an eye on that, and I may go in and pull these out before the rest of them, just because I don't want them to burn. My cutting may not be pretty, but these crackers are going to be worth it. But see what I'm talking about? I'm running into an almond or something right there, and it's kind of giving me a hard time. But we just going to keep on trucking. Go back over that line, and then, they're sliding on the paper on me, y'all. I'm glad when stuff like this happens when I'm cooking, though, because it gives y'all an idea of what really happens sometimes when we're cooking in the kitchen with this stuff. We just gotta go slow and cut it as we go. And I may actually go ahead and pull these guys out because they're already pretty brown and crispy. And don't worry if they're not uniform size and everything, because you're going to portion these out by weight, just to make sure that you've got even portions so you can keep track of the carbs that you're eating. But I will tell you this, the recipe for this if you eat this entire pan of crackers, you're only getting 8 carbs. However, these are not low calorie, so you want to keep that in mind too. But for when we're having those cravings for something crunchy, or we've got a meal that we want to have crackers with, these are great. And if I tried to score these, which I did try when I was first making this recipe, if I tried to score these while the dough was still completely raw, they won't score well at all because the cutter gets caught on the nuts and the seeds. Alright guys, so this is what it looks like when we've got them cut. I'm going to put them back in the oven for a few more minutes, and when I come back we'll pull them out and we'll be eating crackers. Are you ready for some crackers too? I know, we have to wait and be patient though, don't we? I know, so hard. Okay y'all, so the crackers have been in, and I'm going to pull them out here, and they're beautiful, brown, and lovely, and they're crispy too. I'm going to just let them rest on the cookie sheet, probably for about 5 or 10 minutes. And then we'll put them in a plate, and I'll show you with the cream cheese and everything on them. So we'll be back in just a minute. Okay guys, so the crackers have cooled off. I'm getting ready to put them on a plate and plate them up here. And then I'm going to move over here and show you different options that you can use. And if you got one that does this, just crack it. They will come apart because they're nice and crispy, and crunchy, and delicious. And if you should run into a situation where the outside of your crackers are getting really crispy, but the middle part is still kind of chewy, you can just turn your oven off and take the outside crackers off, leave the middle part in, and put it in the oven and just let it stay in the oven while the oven's cooling down. And just keep an eye on it so it doesn't get too brown and too crispy, although it's hard for me to get too crispy of a cracker. I love crispy crackers. And they're crispy now, but they're going to get even crispier as they cool completely down to room temperature. And I'm going to go over here and plate up a couple of them, let you see them with some toppings on it, and then we'll do a taste test. Okay guys, so I've got the crackers plated up, and I've got some plated up with some toppings just to show you some of the ways I serve them. You can put anything on your crackers that you want. Just make sure that whatever you're using, you're counting the carbs of your toppings as well as the carbs of your crackers. So they're nice and crispy, and I hope you can hear this crunch. This one got cream cheese on it, and who doesn't love cream cheese and crackers? You guys, let me give her a, oh my goodness. Very, very, very good. And this is the cracker with sriracha and mayonnaise on it. And I just mix mayonnaise, sriracha sauce, and just a little bit of simple syrup in here. And it makes a really good topping for many things, but it's good with these crackers too. Y'all, I hope you can hear how crunchy these are. They're really, really good. And then I've got the honey mustard that I made, which is just brown mustard, mayonnaise, and a little bit of simple syrup. And it's also fabulous. Yes. So as you can see, this recipe makes a nice amount of crackers. Like I said, this recipe makes 4 servings, and all the toppings that you want. I have put like the sugar-free jams. I've used peanut butter on it before, but I do peanut butter really sparingly just because of the calories and the carbs that are in it. When you mix it with the crackers, I just try to be careful with that. But there's numerous ways that you could top these crackers. They're also great with soup. They're great with like breakfast. So one thing that I have started doing recently is if you guys ever go to a restaurant with your friends where they're serving bread with butter and all of that stuff, I was starting to feel a little left out, you know, because everybody was enjoying the bread and I'm sitting there white knuckling it, and there's no reason for us to do that. So what I've started doing is when I'm going to know that I'm going to be going out with my friends, I will put some of these crackers in a little baggie. and take them to the restaurant with me. I've never had anybody say anything to me, and I just put a little butter on the crackers while everybody else is eating their rolls, and I'm socializing with my friends, and I don't feel left out, and it's very satisfying, crunchy appetizer before the meal. So I hope you guys will give it a try. Let me know what kind of toppings you put on it and whether you enjoyed it or not. And have a great week. I hope that this adds to your crunchy happiness. So just in case you were wondering, these crackers are doggy safe. So I'm going to give Macy her promised cracker right now. Come on, babe. You want your cracker? Good girl. And it looks like we're Macy approved. Okay guys, so I'm getting ready to have my lunch with my crackers and my toppings on it. If you like the content that you're seeing here, please hit the like button because it really does help other people find my channel who are looking for answers on how to lower their blood sugars. Also, don't forget to subscribe so you never miss the next yummy I have for you. Thanks again. Y'all have a great day.